you want to make a lot of money in any stage in cinematography or videography, especially in your early stages, please master filming interviews. Getting good at this in all stages of it, whether it be the production, pre-production, planning, or getting the talent to answer the questions in the manner that you need them to, is perfect for really establishing a better way for you to tell stories over time. I'm actually going to play the interview first and then offer you guys a cinematic breakdown on how I got the different shots to be able to help you the best in your analytical process. Now, growing up, there would be no chance that I think that this can happen. Like, just straight up zero chance in hell. Just none. Being and doing what I'm doing right now has me more, it's like a building up type of excitement that I have for the future. I'm super grateful for where I came from. You know, it taught me tons of lessons in humility, how to relate to other people, how to become friends with different people from different walks of life, and really meet somewhere in the middle. That really took with me in high school, took from me from being an adopted kid, took from me from playing tennis, from playing basketball, from running track in college. Being able to relate to different people from different walks of life actually helps me in my business now. Like, I'm able to just show up to set and be like, all right, get a read of the room, be myself, because that's just who I am. I'm an energetic person, and just be able to offer, you know, my business or my insight or my opinion without really stepping too much on their toes, and really making them feel comfortable enough to be able to share with who they are or what they want to be or their insight or their creative process. That's really a testament of how I've grown up, and people feed off that energy. Like, I have a legit passion for other people, and they actually feed off that and are able to present themselves in a more articulate and a more authentic manner, so then we can get the projects done in the best capacity possible. So that is really all of my business, and all of my relationships have stemmed from that uncertainty as a kid. Filmmaking to me means everything. Like, it just means everything. So when people ask me, like, why'd you pick up a camera and what do you want to do with this camera in the future, I tell them, like, tell my family story, tell my story, tell your story, tell someone across the country's story. Just help somebody feel something. Like, having a camera, having the ability to just tell stories and have people feed in is just so human to me. It's just so exciting to be a part of. And that's why just filmmaking's dope. So without further ado, let's get into it. Disclaimer, one, this video is completely unscripted, so I will be making tons of mistakes when I talk. My name is Kip Jackson. I'm a cinematographer from upstate New York. And in this video precisely, I will be using the Sony FX6. Now, you do not need to go out and get that camera. This video is for people who, one, don't initially have a lot, I said the word twice there, have a lot of money starting out, but you could do this with the FX30, A7 III, whatever camera that you use for your work, use it. Use these basic principles, and then, yeah, you'll grow from it. Trust me. The interview is going to be taking place back there, and the first thing you want to do when you get to set is really turn off all the lights. I am in my garage, turned into YouTube production podcast, so many different adjectives of this space, but the first thing I did was I actually cut off all of these lights. Now, I'm not going to be using the daytime, even though you can be using the daytime lights. When I say daytime lights, I really mean the sun. And I'm really pointing over there because that is where the sun is coming from in this particular location. You can do that. However, when you do that, be aware that you are now on a time crunch and you're going to get different looks the longer you take while you're filming. For lighting, what I really love to offer is my two lights that I have here, predominantly the GVM light, which really is easy to move around because I bought wheels for it, and it has a large dome softbox. So you get really soft, nice, controlled lighting that really looks professional and not as harsh and on you as a lot of other light sources can be. And it's also color temperature corrected, as are most of the lights in my studio that I allude to in my previous videos. The second thing you want to do is make sure your audio is set up. Now, you can either have an audio system like this one right here, a Rode PodMic, which is really more podcasty, close-up narration type of feel, or you can have something on a C-stand, which I prefer, out of frame. That way you get quality audio without necessarily seeing the audio device, which a lot of videographers and DPs get hung up on actually seeing the lavalier. And that's my last option, really, is having a lavalier for my backup. Now, some good lavalier options include the DJI Mic 2, or what I usually use is the Rode Wireless Go 2, which is a wireless system there, and actually a Tascam lavalier system, which is like 10 years old and really is a fail-safe system. And I'll link that all in the description below. In today's video, I'm actually going to be the talent, the videography, the BTS. I'm going to be all that today, mainly because, one, I had a huge hard drive failure, and I want to give you guys a live example of this and how it's done up close and personal. But having one of these, a director's monitor with a wireless transceiver and a little bit of a battery pack on the back, and an easy way to hold it, It's a great way for you to analyze what's going on live, real time, to be able to get different angles, different looks, and different colors. I brought that out on 3 to 4 shoots, and my clients have been like, wow, that's pretty awesome. This is specifically the Nitsi cage, the Atomos NINJA V, and a Virus wireless transmitter. Now, the wireless transmitter isn't the best. I would get something more expensive, but bring this out on set, and people look at you different. You want to make sure your subject feels comfortable by really having a conversation with them. Now, you want to either take snippets directly from that, or you want the subject to really answer the question directly. Now, they can be talking to you and have the camera coming in this way, or be talking directly to the camera because they are addressing somebody in the audience. Now, that's more educational, more weird, more YouTube really based, because I'm in the center of a YouTube video. I'm looking at it. I'm a teacher also, so being in the center of the classroom is also you showing that you're the one talking. You're the center of attention at that moment. But in cinematography, that doesn't need to apply when you're trying to tell a story that is narrated. Having the person in character, in frame, in some capacity helps tell a story in different angles. I shot most of this at 28, some of it at 50, and then the other angles at 75 to really offer that close character in touch with some things that he was saying. Or when I say he, I mean me. You also want to have the light at 45 degrees of an angle or directly in front, depending on who you are lighting. Women have to be lit different than men, and skin tones have to be lit different than other skin tones, but you will learn this through your cinematography journey, and matching colors to your backdrop, having different colors on, black hat, beige sweater, and a black jacket works well with a gray backdrop with brown skin tones. That's a lot of colors I just threw at you, but having this contrast, even in my outfit, helps me get popped off the background. Now, green would work here, orange would work here. What wouldn't work here is another gray or white or a color that just doesn't make sense in the scenario, like a yellow. That's just too much difference, too much contrast than what is really trying to get addressed in this video. Now, another reason I'm doing a live demonstration is because I want to show you how preparing makes it so much easier when you show up to set. Now, I'm going to have lighting, audio, some note cards actually in my pocket that can guide the speaker or the person being interviewed, so you'll be able to get multiple angles of the same question. Having a lens with a fixed aperture, either it be a prime or a zoom, while shooting full frame can offer you so many horizons in the edit. You can get so many different looks simply by zooming in or zooming out, or cropping in or cropping out of a particular section of your shot. Also, shooting in 4K usually helps you out too. Again, this is with one camera, a little bit of pre-production, and then you're really off to the races. A lot of you guys have a lot of passion to create something, so if you really want to do all this stuff and make this your career, or make a little bit more money off of it, all of it happens in the preparation and up here first. And then you could carry yourself with the confidence to be able to execute properly when you get to that environment. Having your camera on a tripod that has a heavy mount that's not really shaking while you're interviewing is really clutch too, as well as making sure that the viewer or the person talking has and this is pretty weird to say, this bit of length between the top of the microphone and their mouth. That way you're not getting differentiated sound that sounds different when you cut to different angles, which is another thing that's super weird for production. And you will notice it as time goes on. You're like, when you're editing, you're like, wow, this sounds so much different. I have to normalize it and put so much more effort into the post-production process, which I am trying to save you. Yeah, me. So with that being said, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video of getting 4 different angles or 5 different angles out of one camera. And may this be able to be used on multiple shoots for you guys. And may you continue to grow. May you get another camera, another 2 cameras, and continue to thrive in what makes you the most happy. But the most important thing is that I help you tell better stories. We all start somewhere. It's your boy, Kip Jackson. I hope you guys like the New Orleans hoodie and the chain. I'm trying to, do that. Shout out to you, Maya. Daughter was born last month, so yeah, I got to shout her out now. Peace. That was a voice crack piece, so peace. And the sweater flew up.